up deep in some mountains. Gonna go camp up in the mountains, and it's BLM land, so meaning it's free public lands for me to go camp on. And it's pretty far up in the mountains, so there shouldn't be anybody here at this location. I actually had a friend tell me about this location, and they were telling me that nobody ever goes there. So and it's a pretty location, so it'll be nice to have a little area to be in seclusion for a little bit and go camp. And yeah, so that's where I'm heading now. And then for today's video, I recently asked you guys to leave some questions for me. If you guys had any questions you guys wanted to ask me about me, my Jeep, my little one, my lifestyle, any of that. Whew, this road is a little sketchy. I told you guys to ask away, ask the questions. And there were a lot of questions. So I'm going to answer every one of those questions. I typed them all out on my laptop so I can read them off of my laptop, because I don't know if I'm going to have service where I'm going. So yeah, so that's what today's video is going to be, is answering all y'all's questions that you guys wanted to know. Sorry it took so long, but there was a lot of questions and I had to get it all typed out and everything. Figured I'd answer those questions in a really pretty place where I wouldn't be bothered. And woo! Some holes in the road. Let's get through this little obstacle here. Like I said, it's dirt road and it's pretty deep in the mountains, so. Alright, heading to my spot, and then gonna get the laptop out and time to answer those questions. Okay, just got to the spot. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, I know I said that normally there isn't nobody else out here camping, but there is one other person out here camping. And I actually drove up to their campsite acting like I was looking around for camping, because I wanted to scope that person out and get a vibe for them, since they're the only other person out here. And it's just some guy with his dog, and he's an older gentleman. He's really, really nice. And the dog was really, really awesome. So they're camped actually up this way, up the road a little bit. So I got a good vibe from them. There wasn't no bad vibe or anything. And yeah, so it's one of the things I do when I go and pull up in secluded places like this. If there's like another person out there, I'll go introduce myself to that person just to get a feel for them. And if I get a bad vibe from them, then I'll just move on and go find somewhere else to camp. All right, so I got the laptop set up with all the questions. Got my tripod set up over here to put my camera on to answer some of the questions. It's pretty windy out here right now, so I got my windbreaker microphone on, and the windbreaker microphone on my GoPro right here. And yeah, let's knock these questions out. So the first question somebody had was, tell us more about you, your history, and family dynamic. Well, we will be here all day long if I'm going to sit here and tell you guys the answer to that question. And there's tons and tons of questions that I have to answer today. So I'm just going to say that I have a playlist section on my channel. So if you go to my homepage section of my YouTube channel and go to the top and scroll over to where it says playlists, click on there where it says playlist, and you will see a section that says my life or something about my life. So if you click on there, I tell and share my whole story about my life and everything, how I grew up and all that. So there's multiple videos on that playlist where you can learn how I grew up and more about me. So yeah, so just go and look at that playlist, because honestly that could be a whole entire video to tell you about my life and how I grew up and everything. Another question was, why did you decide to do this, and how do you find the strength to keep going? Well, that's another thing. So you will find the answer to that question underneath that playlist also. But, you know, like, I'll just go ahead and sum that question up real fast with a, you know, short, quick answer. So I did start this traveling. I gave up a 10-year career that I had in Las Vegas, a great job, and started traveling because I lost three dear people that were very dear to my life. My dad and two of my best friends, all within 5 months. And my dad, he actually committed suicide in front of me one night. And then shortly after that, a couple months later, I lost my dear friend Kimmy, which I called her my wifey. And then I lost my best friend in the whole entire world, Jeff, to pancreatic cancer. As you guys can imagine, I was still dealing with everything that happened with my dad. So I was a hot mess going through all that. And losing all three of them, I was with all three of them when they passed away. And it all happened within 5 months. So I sunk into a deep depression, which I've always dealt with depression my whole life. And it was pretty bad, where I sunk so deep into the depression that I tried to take my own life one night. I did not succeed, obviously, because I'm standing here right now. But long story short, I knew I needed to do something to deal with everything that I had gone through. Nature has always been my sanctuary and my peace and serenity. So I decided to start traveling and be with nature, and that was going to be my therapy, and that was going to be my way of dealing with what happened. And I risked giving up a 10-year career and a life, you know, to go work on myself and deal with myself mentally. And I have to say that my first year of traveling, that's exactly what I did, is I worked on myself, and not going to say came to terms with everything that I went through or what happened, but I was able to deal with it better and work on my depression and stuff. So that's why I started my traveling.
What's this? Do you want your ball? She's like, Mama, there's lots of smells going on. Go get it.
Can we say hi? Okay, do you ever go east of Mississippi? Well, I have done like the southeast states and some of the southern states. As far as the East Coast goes, everything from North Carolina on down, I've done. So I haven't really done anything above North Carolina yet. But over on the East Coast, they're not very welcoming to people that sleep in their vehicles. So, and there's not a lot of free camp. Actually, I don't think there's any free camping over there on the East Coast. So that's why I haven't been in a rush to get over there to the East Coast yet. Okay, this is the reason why I'm holding my little munchkin in the hand, is because the next questions are about her. How old is little one? She's an old lady, and she will be 12 years old July 5th. Woohoo! Birthday coming up. Did you get little one when she was a puppy, and how did you get her? I did get her when she was a puppy. So she was actually 3 months old, and she was at a animal rescue place in Las Vegas. I had actually recently just lost another dog that had just passed away, and I didn't want another dog. I was mourning my first dog. But a friend of mine found this cute little face on their website, and guess what her name was? Georgia. I'm from Georgia, so it was like it was almost meant to be. So I was like, okay, like you guys can imagine how cute and how small she was at 3 months in that picture. I was in my pajamas when my friend sent me that, and I literally did not put any clothes on. I just went up there in my pajamas, my bedroom slippers, looking like I just got out of bed, walked into that animal shelter, and I said, I'm here to see Georgia. And they're like, who? And I'm like, this dog. And I showed them the picture off my phone, and she was behind the counter, and I was like, excuse the way I look. I was like, but I figured this dog was going to be scooped up right away, so I just rushed down here real fast in my pajamas. And that's how I got this little munchkin right here. Okay, the next question. I guess I can put you down now, because that was it. I'm sure there's some more though about you. How do you deal with times that you can't take little one with you, such as grocery shopping, doctor, or other appointments? Does she bark extensively while you're gone? Do you have a puppy cam? Well, my dog is with me everywhere that I go. I do not leave her inside of my Jeep for long times. Like if I go to a gas station or a convenience store, then yeah, I leave her in the Jeep because I'm only in there for a minute. As far as grocery shopping goes, I pick up my groceries. So I order my groceries online and I go and pick them up because of her. She does bark a lot, so if I was to leave her inside of this Jeep for a long time, she's going to be barking non-stop. I don't like taking her inside of the grocery stores, even though I can hold her, because for some reason she has an issue with kids. So if I'm in a grocery store and a kid happens to be like off in the distance or walking by, she will start going ballistics. So yeah, I pick up my groceries. I order them online and just go pick them up. It's the best thing to do. I mean, every once in a while, if I stop at a Walgreens for something or something like that, like I said, I'm only in there for like a quick second, and then I come right back out. As far as doctor's appointments go, recently I had to go to an urgent care in Arizona when I had that C word. And I actually went inside the urgent care and told them that I lived inside of my Jeep and that I had a little dog with me and I did not want to leave her in there. Would it be okay if my little 5-pound dog could come inside the doctor room with me? And they were actually pretty cool. And so what I did is I waited outside in my Jeep with my little one, and they called me when my appointment was ready for me to be seen by the doctor. And then when it was my turn to be seen by the doctor, I came inside with my little one and we went straight back there to the room to see the doctor, and she sat in my lap the whole entire time. So I got lucky with that incident right there. Okay, I'm gonna get some stuff out to make some hot tea, and then we'll continue on with these questions. That's what happens when you get in the mountains. Alright, it's getting pretty windy up here in the mountains. So, me is getting a little chilly. So I'm making me some hot tea. But, off to the next question. Does little one lick her paws a lot? And do I smoke weed? Both those questions were from the same person. She does lick her paws a lot. I keep trying to tell her she needs to stop licking her paws because she needs those to walk on, but I don't think she understands that. I think the licking the paws, I think, has something to do with anxiety or something, so I don't know. And then, do I smoke weed? No, I don't smoke weed. I do eat edibles. I love my edibles, but smoking weed makes me paranoid. And me going and camping in the middle of nowhere like this, if I was to smoke weed, is not going to be a good combination, me being paranoid in the middle of nowhere. So, I do love my edibles, though. For some reason, me eating my edibles does not make me paranoid. It affects me differently than smoking weed does. And trust me, I've tried smoking weed. I've tried getting some of the lowest dosage ones that they have at the dispensary and everything, but it just doesn't work. I wish it did, because it'd be a lot cheaper if I smoked weed than doing edibles. How old am I? What do you guys think? Nah, I don't hide my age. I'm proud to be 46 years old. Yeah, so 46, almost 50, 4 more, actually 3.5 more years. Jeez. Gosh, I'm almost a half a century old. Where can I find your email address? Well, ooh, here comes some wind. Gotta cover it up, the wind's coming. In all my videos, every one of my videos, if you go to the description of all my videos, underneath every video shows all the links to everything else that I have, including my email address, my Instagram, I'm almost ashamed to say this, my TikTok, my P.O. box that I have. So any of that information you can find in the description of all my videos, including this one right here. What do you do for an address other than a P.O. box? Well, for right now, I have the P.O. box, and I also just use my aunt's address if I ever need to actually use like a physical address for anything. I just use my aunt's address, and obviously she doesn't care that I do that. Have you ever seen a UFO? No. I've never seen a UFO, and to be quite honest with you, I know a lot of the UFO sightings are at nighttime, mostly. Once it starts going dark, whew, you guys didn't tell me the water was boiling. Once it starts getting dark, I get inside my Jeep, and I go ahead and lock myself down inside the Jeep, because just for safety issues. You know, it's hard to see out here at nighttime, so I don't want to be out here in the dark, especially when I'm in the middle of nowhere. Now, sometimes when I'm in established campgrounds, and there's a camp host and other people around, I do stay up late at night outside of my Jeep to look at the stars, because I love the nighttime sky. But when I'm in places like this, in secluded areas, I'm inside my Jeep once that sun goes down. Just want to let you guys know I haven't even gotten through the first page yet. Favorite state so far? Well, I have a couple of favorite states so far, and these favorite states in no particular order, because I just fell in love with all of them. Those would be Utah, Washington, Montana, and South Dakota. And then also Alaska in a way, but I feel like I really didn't get a chance to really explore Alaska because it was on a cruise. But I know Alaska is probably going to be my #1 favorite state when I get that chance to actually go explore it on land. Where is your favorite place to travel? My favorite place to travel, for some reason, I'm always drawn back to Utah. It's just such a beautiful state, and it's always in like the area that I always am around. So my favorite place to always go back and travel is Utah. I plan on doing that soon, actually. What type of drone do I use? I use a DJI Mavic Air 2. And it's a pretty good little drone. I love that drone. Do I see wild animals with my drone? No. But that's funny because I'm always, when I rewatch the footage from my drone footage, I'm always looking for wild animals and haven't caught any yet. Have you ever been married? Legally, yes. Do I consider it a marriage? No. I got married when I was 30 years old, and it was when I was moving over to Las Vegas because I had just met my dad for the first time. And the guy that I was dating, it's when I used to party and drink a lot too, and he did also. It was kind of one of those things, and it was a long time ago, so yes, I know it's stupid. Here comes the wind. So we were like, oh, why don't we just go ahead and get married now here in Georgia with all our friends and family? Because knowing us, we're going to get over to Vegas and get drunk one night and end up in one of those wedding chapels drunk and getting married. And so we got married, and then he moved out to Vegas, and he let that Vegas lifestyle get to him with the partying and some of the drugs and the strippers and so on forth. And that marriage lasted about 3 months. So if you want to consider that married, there you go. But that's the one and only time that on paper I was legally married. Is owning a campground still something I want? That was my dream for a little while, was owning a campground. And in a way, I still would like to do that, but not now. I have no intentions of owning a campground, starting up a campground anytime soon. Maybe later on down the road when I'm like 60 something years old or something, that could be a dream of me, is maybe, you know, when I want to just chill and retire, whatever, is have the campground to just meet all these awesome people that come on my property, and then also just have the extra income, you know, coming in. And I have a lot of ideas for a campground, so I'd love to see that put in place, you know. So not anytime soon, but maybe later on down the road, far down the road. So my first tattoo and its meaning. And do I have other tattoos? Well, I lost count on how many tattoos I have. So, yeah, I have a lot. My back is done. My legs are done. My stomach is done. My arms are done. My hand, my face. Pretty much every part of my body is tattooed. My very first tattoo was on my stomach. At 18 years old, spring break in Daytona Beach. It was one of those things, it was spring break, I was with my girlfriends, and we're like, let's get a tattoo. And where does Sarah get her very first tattoo? On spring break, her stomach. So, meaning I wasn't able to really enjoy laying out at the beach and the pools and getting sun and everything, because I had a fresh tattoo right here on my stomach that I couldn't let be in the sun. So that's my first tattoo. I'd show it to you guys right now, but I don't feel like, you know, lifting up the shirt and the pants and all that stuff. But it's on my stomach. It's around my belly button, and it's a really cute design. How do you take care of your hair, and how do you wash your dreadlocks? The same way you guys do. Same exact way. The only thing that's different is I don't use conditioner because of the oil in the conditioner. So I use non-oily shampoo, and I just wash my hair the same way that you guys wash your hair. Put the soap in it and wash it around and everything, and then I have to make sure that I get all the soap out. So rinsing my hair, getting the soap out is a long process because I don't want the soap being clumped up in my dreadlocks. So I wash it the same way that you guys do. And then every once in a while, I'll detox my hair with apple cider vinegar and baking soda to really just strip everything out of my hair. So, yeah, I know a lot of people wonder about that a lot. How did I end up going with the dreadlocks? I've always liked the dreadlocks look. I actually had dreadlocks in my hair when I was in my early 20s. Yeah, and I've always liked that look. And then I got the dreadlocks also because they're just very easy to maintain. They're very easy to have. And now I'm glad that I have them out here in this lifestyle that I live, because they're easy for this type of lifestyle to have. I've always liked being a little different, if you guys can't tell by the ways. I like being my own kind of person, and I like being just different. And I like the dreadlocks because they're just different. Do you ever look for native artifacts while I'm hiking? I mean, I'm always looking around for things. I'm not specifically looking for them. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if I'd be able to be like, oh, that's a native artifact right there. But I mean, I'm looking for unique things like rocks and stuff like that when I go hiking. Yeah. Have I ever found any? No, I haven't. We're on the last question of the first page. How do you stay warm in your Jeep when it's very cold? So, this is my sleeping bag. I have a all-season sleeping bag, and it has multiple layers. So, meaning during the summertime, I can take some of these, unzip some of these layers, put them up in my hard case to store it, and then it's my summertime sleeping bag. In the winter, I can put the layers back on, and then it's a 0-degree sleeping bag. But I also have an electric blanket that's a 12-volt low-wattage electric blanket that I put inside of my sleeping bag. And I'm going to tell you, I can turn that electric blanket on for like 30 minutes, and it heats up, and I'm inside that sleeping bag, and I'm warm and content for the rest of the night. So that's how I stay warm. And then I also have a low-wattage heater that I use inside of the Jeep. And it's a very low watt. It doesn't pull a whole lot of watts. And it'll heat up the inside of my Jeep pretty cozy. Okay, I'm trying to switch up the scenery a little bit, but I can't really leave my Jeep because I need to read the questions off of my laptop, so sorry. Okay. Oh, here's a good question. You guys ready for this one? Will you marry me? All right, next question. What YouTubers do you follow and why? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard other YouTubers say that. So, I mean, every once in a while, I have some friends that are YouTubers, and I will go watch some of their videos and see some of their videos and watch some of their videos. I always watch my moderator's channel just because she's very supportive of me, and she watches all my videos, and she's a big, huge support to me. So I do go and watch her videos, Desert Deb, and then, you know, I'm friends with Wonder Hussy, so I watch her videos. And then I have another really good friend, Kate Cloud. She travels around with her goat. She's kind of taking a little break from YouTube right now, but I'll keep up with her videos. And you know, if I do watch some YouTube videos, it's going to probably be of like other travelers and stuff. And I'll just search for like travel or hiking or adventure channels, and I'll just find whatever videos and watch them from there. And it gives me a little bit of ideas too on how I can film my videos. But yeah. I mean, I can't specifically say that there's certain YouTubers that I watch. I watch my videos. All right. Do I still have my trailer? I don't. I got rid of my trailer because what's the point of paying a storage fee and wasting all that money and everything? A really good friend of mine actually took over. I still owed a lot of money on the trailer because I was making payments on it. So a really good friend of mine that I've known since I was like 18 years old, she actually took over the trailer and just took over the payments. I actually didn't even make any money off that transaction because I still owed a lot. So basically she just came and got the trailer and then just started making the payments. So that was it. Other than the spider attack on your tent, how Did I like the Ozarks? Loved them. Loved the Ozarks. I'd like to go to Missouri. I still haven't seen the Ozarks in Missouri, but I definitely would like to go see the Ozarks in that state. So I've only seen the Ozarks in Arkansas, and I was in 3 different areas for that. And there's videos on my channel. You just have to go back and you'll see my visit in the Ozarks. But everywhere that I stayed in the Ozarks, absolutely beautiful, amazing people, and I'd always wanted to see the Ozarks, and so that was like a bucket list item that I got to scratch off. How long do you think until you buy land and have a home base? Well, I think we established that in the last couple of videos. So go watch the last couple of videos for that, because I got land now. So, and what do you do besides YouTube to have income while on the road? This is my income. This is my job. I have YouTube, which I get a YouTube paycheck from, and I can't get rich off of YouTube yet, so don't think that I'm making a huge amount of money from YouTube, because I'm not. So I get a paycheck from YouTube, and then I have my Patreon account, which I don't really make a lot off of my Patreon either. And then I have, donations. People give donations through PayPal and stuff like that. And then I'm pretty smart with my money. I live pretty minimalist, and I am a penny pincher. So a lot of it just goes into savings. And here comes the wind. What you doing, little one? She's like, I stay by the Jeep. I stay by the Jeep, yes. Different view. Trying to fight this wind right now. Okay. How do you make a living without working a 9 to 5? I guess that kind of goes with the last question that I just answered. This is my living. This is my living right here. And I have to say, I think it's a pretty darn good job that I have. I'm out here living my dream and sharing it with others. And getting paid for it. Are you going to do any more public speaking events? Sorry, I moved my laptop over here to my tailgate table. I do want to do some more speaking events. I just got so much going on right now. I've already done a couple of them, speaking events, and I do want to do some more. It's hard trying to figure out where to do those public speaking events, where it's like a neutral location where people would actually come. So yeah, I plan on doing more public speaking events, because I really enjoyed sharing my story and my life story and all that. So I'll figure that out. I'm not done sharing my story to everyone. So yes, I will eventually do some more public speaking events. How many miles are on the Jeep? 141,000. How overweight is your Jeep, and what type of upgrades have you purchased to help the issue? I'm not really sure on the weight of my Jeep. I really need to take it and get it weighed at one of those truck stops. I keep telling myself all the time. I will tell you this much. I've been very careful with the weight that I've put on the Jeep and in the Jeep. I've even gotten to the point where I actually weighed stuff out. So I've been extra careful. There's a lot of Jeeps that overland and try, do this kind of stuff or whatever. And they have those metal drawer systems, and they build the wooden drawers and all that, which adds a lot of weight. I went with plastic drawers that I just got off of Amazon. So to help with the weight. I do have airbags underneath my Jeep, and that helps with any extra weight that I have on the Jeep. Any new mods planned for your Jeep this year? Nope. Those are expensive. I think I'm pretty good with what I got right now, so no. Actually, I am considering getting fenders finally. I'm tired of going down these dirt roads with the mud and everything, and the mud just caking up everywhere. So that gets a little annoying. So I am considering getting fenders. It's just the fenders, they're almost like, they're like $600 just for the front fenders, and then $600 for the rear. So that's like $1,200 right there. So it's pretty expensive, and I got a lot on my plate right now. So, but my next mod will be fenders. Where did I get my seat covers? Got them from Amazon. Good old Amazon. You can get everything from Amazon. And I'm pretty sure I have my seat covers on my Amazon store, which the link to my Amazon store is underneath this video right here in the description, and all my other videos. They're great. Love those seat covers. Have you ever seen any ghosts on your travels? No? I'm sure they've seen me, but I've never seen any ghosts. I even stayed in a ghost town one time by myself. That video, there's a couple of those videos. You just have to scroll back to when I stayed in a ghost town in Texas. And it was a legit ghost town, and I was kind of spooked out staying there. I was waiting for a ghost to just pop up in my front seat and turn around and look at me while I was like laying in my bed and be like, "What's up?" But I didn't even see any ghosts in that ghost town. Do you have any plans to travel to the Northeast coast? I think I answered that question in the beginning of the video. Eventually one day I do want to go see the Northeast coast, but I just really got to figure that part out with the camping and the sleeping in my vehicle thing and stuff like that, because they're not very friendly over there on the East Coast to that. So eventually, you know, because I need to knock all these states out, and I haven't done those states yet. So eventually. And any plans on going east? I already answered that question in the beginning. Have you considered a teardrop trailer? No, I don't want to tow anything else with my Jeep. I put a lot of stress on my Jeep when I towed the travel trailer. And then also, I feel a lot safer for safety issues sleeping inside my vehicle with the multiple alarms. That I have 2 alarms on my Jeep. And it's a big hard shell. And also, if I have any incidents, like at nighttime or something when I'm sleeping, I can just jump in my front seat of my Jeep, turn that bad boy on, and just haul tail out of there. If I'm in a teardrop camper, camped out somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I'm kind of stuck in that camper if something was to ever happen to me or somebody come up on my camper. So I feel more comfortable sleeping inside my Jeep due to the safety issues. What do I do for health insurance? Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I have none. I don't have any health insurance. When I was in Texas visiting my aunt, I did get a complete checkup on me. And I actually went to her general doctor. And with me not having any insurance and making an appointment, it was pretty cheap. I got blood work done, my urine work done. I got all the complete checkup that I needed to get before I got back on the road, just to make sure that I was completely healthy. And I am. It all came back positive, by the way. So, but yeah, like these tests were like anywhere between $30 to $40 each. It was pretty cheap. So, my suggestion is find a general doctor somewhere and make an appointment instead of going somewhere and walking in, because they're going to charge you a big walk-in fee. So if you find a general doctor somewhere and make an actual appointment, it's going to be a lot cheaper. Even when I just recently had to go to the urgent care in Pahrump for an issue. I didn't even tell you guys that, but when I was in Tacopa, I actually went to urgent care for something. And when I went to the urgent care in Pahrump, it was $100 walk-in fee, but I had to get a shot because I was having muscle problems. So they gave me an anti-inflammatory shot. That anti-inflammatory shot was like $5. So if you have to go to an urgent care or something like that too, I highly suggest you call around and ask them what their prices are, because it's a different price everywhere. And that was a pretty good deal. $5 for a shot, you know. So yeah, I mean, you just got to do your research on that. And honestly, I mean, I'm in perfect health and in good health. And So I don't want to have to pay on insurance every single month for nothing and waste my money knowing that I'm in good health. When the time comes, then yeah, I'll probably look into health insurance. But right now, I don't need it. Would you ever go traveling with a man that has never met you, but finds you so hot and loves traveling himself and is pretty hot himself? Next question. Are you single? And why are you single? I am single, very single, and enjoy being single. Why am I single? Because I don't have time to be in a relationship with anybody else. Just don't have time for that. I started this journey of traveling to work on myself and do some self-discovery of me and everything. And even though I've come a long way of doing that and working on myself and getting myself better mentally and everything, I still have a lot more to work on. And if I was to get into a relationship with somebody, then I have to worry about that other person. So right now, it is all about me. I'm being selfish, and I just need to concentrate on myself and put me first. And being in a relationship, I'd have to put that other person first also, you know, because that would be my other half. And I know it might sound horrible or whatever, but I don't have time for it. I still have a lot of me to work on. I'm not 100%. Still, I'm probably close. I'm a lot better. But yeah, I'm not ready for a relationship. And then not only that, God forbid, I do get into a relationship with somebody and they're not a traveler and they don't understand why I do this, and they try to say, oh, you need to stop traveling, or it's not safe for you, or blah, blah, blah. That's not going to work out. And if I did meet another traveler, then, you know, I don't want to be, right now, I just don't want to be traveling full time with somebody else. I don't want to do that. I mean, it'd be cool to meet up with somebody every once in a while and hang out with them, but then go my own way, you know? So right now I'm being selfish, and it's all about me right now. So, yeah.
Little one, can you say hi to everyone? She's like, no, Mama, I'm trying to get my suntan on. I'm trying to get my suntan on. Now is not the time to be filming me. Did you put some suntan lotion on? I'm talking to you. Oh, she is just enjoying it right now. Good girl.
Okay, sorry this video is so long, but like I said, I didn't want to miss any questions, and I wanted to get through all the questions and answer all of them. So, and there was a lot. This might be my longest video so far. But we're almost through all the questions. Yay! Next question. Do you ever get lonely? Not gonna lie. Yes, every once in a while I do get lonely out here on the road. So yes, I do. And that's why, like I mentioned in my last video that I just posted, I will go stay in established campgrounds and pay the campground fees every once in a while. And that's just so I can be around other people, other humans. Now, whether I make friends with them or talk to them or whatever, it's different just to have them in sight and just to see them there as neighbors and hear them. You know, that helps a lot. There's been a lot of times, though, that I've made some really awesome friends in some of these campgrounds that I go to. But yes, I do get lonely every once in a while. Not gonna lie. But, I mean, I love this, you know. So being out here in the middle of nowhere by myself, I mean, I have my dog. And when I feel myself getting lonely, I do know that I need to go stay at one of those campgrounds. And I do talk to my aunt, like, every single day on the phone, like 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times a day I talk to her. Unless I'm in places like this with no cell signal. Would I list my entire kitchen setup? So, I'm not going to do that. And I almost was going to set up my kitchen and everything, but I knew this was going to be a very long video. So, I do have a whole video on how I cook, how I wash my dishes, I even cook on that video. I make a pretty awesome recipe. So if you just go back through my videos, it's a couple of months back, you will see my whole entire kitchen setup. I think it's called something like How I Cook Living in My Jeep, or once you see the title of the video, you'll totally know that that's the video. So there's a whole entire video on my kitchen setup on my channel. What type of stores do you shop for food, and how do you stock up for your trips? So I already answered that. I shop at stores where I can order my groceries online. 9 times out of 10, that's probably Walmart. So that's the kind of store that I shop at. How do I stock up for my trips? I will make out my whole entire list, because I got to order it online. And it all depends on how long I'm going to be in places like this, you know. So if I'm going to be somewhere for like 2 weeks and I know I'm not close to a grocery store or anything like that, then I will stock up for the 2 weeks. It's just me. So like getting a pack of chicken thighs, even if I was to get like a pack of chicken thighs that had like 3 or 4 in the pack, 1 chicken thigh is enough for me. So that's 3 or 4 meals right there just with the chicken thighs. And then obviously I have sides that I'll cook with it, or a salad or something like that. So, and then I'll have like 4 to 5 gallons of water to take with me. And yeah. And so that's how I do that. Have you thought about trading in the Jeep for a larger rig? I'm never getting rid of my Jeep. I love my Jeep. I'm attached to my Jeep. Sentimental value, money value, blood, sweat, and tears. I will have this Jeep until I'm 100 years old. So no, I'm not trading in my Jeep. What apps do you use to plan or find good camping spots? So, I talk about HipCamp a lot. So, HipCamp is one of those apps that I like to use. Those are camping areas that you have to pay for, people's private property in beautiful areas. Last video was a HipCamp spot. I use recreation.gov. Those are for like state parks and everything, because I do like visiting state parks. And then state parks, majority of them have showers at the state parks, and it's pretty cheap to stay at these state parks. I mean, it's like, you can find a lot of campsites for like under $20 at these state parks on recreation.gov. So when that time comes that I want to be around humans and stuff like that, or get a good shower in, I use recreation.gov. For the free camping apps, for free camping, I use iOverlander. That's my favorite app, because iOverlander, not only can you find free camping, you can also find the campgrounds. You can also find where showers are, or where you can get water, or where dump stations are, or anything. I mean, iOverlander, amazing app. And then I also use the app called Free Camping. Do you ever get sketched out when going to some of those more remote places? In the beginning I did. Yeah, in the beginning it was a big adjustment for me. Not so much anymore, because I'm in a remote place right now, and like I said, you know, I drove around, scoped the place out. I saw the other camper that way. I saw the other camper down there, and I went over there and met him, and just to fill out his vibe and everything. And actually, because the guy seemed pretty nice that was camping down the road, I actually feel a little bit more safer now, you know, that there's somebody else out here camping. But no, I don't ever get sketched out. Like I said, you know, I'm inside my Jeep at nighttime. I have protection. So, since I have protection, there's no reason for me to get sketched out. So no, I don't. And if I ever had the feeling that I was sketched out on a place that I was at, then for some reason I have that that feeling, and for some reason I have that vibe in my head, and you always say go with your gut feeling, and I will leave and go find somewhere else to go. Do you ever think you will make it to Alaska this summer? If so, we should start a fundraiser for your expenses. Oh, well, thank you, whoever said that. That was awesome. Not this summer, but I do plan on making a trip back out to Alaska on land with the Jeep. But not this year. But yes, that's definitely a must, yes. When are you coming to Iowa? I don't know. I'll eventually make it out there because I haven't been there yet. So it will be sometime, I promise. When is your next meet and greet? Well, I just did 2 back to back. I did one in January and did one in February. So it might be a little bit before I do another meet and greet. I will do a meet and greet every year in January in Quartzsite. So every year, January, Quartzsite, sometime that month, I will do a meet and greet. I don't know. I will definitely probably plan another meet and greet maybe sometime again this year, just because it's so fun. I really love doing the meet and greets. I love meeting everyone. So I'll do another one this year. I'll figure it out. How many questions do we have left? Not too many. Hello, little lizard. Hello. Okay, last questions, which is good because the wind is really picking up now. So, what are some fairly easy trails in Moab? So recently, the good old government just shut down 318 miles of off-roading trails in Moab. Ridiculous. Moab is the 4x4 capital of the United States. Majority of their tourist traffic comes from those 4x4 off-road trails, the 4x4 community. So why they would do that is mind-boggling. It's going to eventually happen everywhere. I honestly believe that. So I don't know which trails they still have open there, which trails they shut down. You'll have to look that up, Google it. But if you get to Moab, almost every business inside of Moab and their visitor center that they have there, if you go there, they have pamphlets that list all the trails with the trail ratings and everything. There's also a book that you can buy off of Amazon that I have, and it's like Moab 4x4 trails or something, and that book is very, very good to have. So look on Amazon for Moab 4x4 off-road trails. It's a really good book, and it lists the description, pictures, everything of all the trails. Where do you shower and do laundry in Quartzsite? They have a laundromat there. It's called Main Street Laundromat, and it's a huge laundromat, and they have like 11 or 12 showers in there. So I always go there to do my laundry, and I'll take showers there because they're some of the cleanest showers that I've ever seen, and they're all private rooms for the showers, and they're only like $11 for a shower there. And then the laundry is pretty cheap to do laundry there. So Main Street Laundromat in Quartzsite. What's your favorite food, and what do you listen to while driving? My favorite food in the whole world is seafood, and then Asian food. I love Asian food. Seafood is hard for me to cook though on the road, because having seafood in my refrigerator, it doesn't keep very long. So if I buy seafood, I have to cook it like ASAP. So I don't get to eat a lot of seafood while I'm out here on the road. But that's my favorite food. My Asian food, I cook with a lot of Asian spices. I love rice, and I love Asian food. What kind of gummies do you recommend for sleeping? I swear by these gummies right here. Absolutely swear by them. They're called Wild. WYLD, and they're the elderberry gummies. So they have the CBD, which is for sleeping, and then it also has THC in it, like a low dosage of THC. But those are my favorite gummies. I have some right now in my Jeep. I'm not going to go dig for them. Sorry. I should have had them out. But yeah, so wild elderberry gummies. Amazing. Do you go north or higher elevation when it's hot? I have to. I absolutely have to. I can't sleep in my Jeep during the summertime in these lower elevation places. And then my dog, she still is not used to the heat. So it's really tough on her. So yes, I have to find a higher elevation, most definitely. How long do you plan on living and exploring in your Jeep? Little one, I'm on my last question. Do you want to say bye to everybody? How long do I plan on living and exploring in my Jeep? I don't know. I don't know. I guess until I get tired of it. I can't tell you when that'll be. I still have a lot more places I want to see and a lot more places I want to explore. And I'll be honest with you, now that I have land to make my home base, being able to take a break during the summertime at my home base, because that's the hardest time for me on traveling, is during the summertime. It's going to be a nice little break for me to refresh from all the traveling and constantly being on the go. And so when I get back on the road after the summertime is over with, I'm going to be nice and refreshed and ready to go at it again. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a lot more that I want to see, a lot more that I want to explore. I mean, the United States is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. I mean, if I was to live for 100 more years, I probably still wouldn't be able to get to see and explore all the beautiful places in this country. So, I think I'll be doing this for a little while. Definitely think I'll be doing this for a little while. Unless something happens or, you know, I just physically can't do it anymore. But there's a lot more I want to see and do. There's a lot more places that I actually want to go back and visit again, that I fell in love with, like South Dakota, Utah. I always go back to Utah. So yeah, I can't give you that answer. It's probably going to be a while. So yeah. All right. I think I answered all the questions. Sorry the video was so long, but like I said, I wanted to make sure that I answered every single question for you guys. There's a lot of new subscribers that I have made over the last few months. And with that being said, with the new subscribers, I know you guys are probably just watching some of my most recent videos. So therefore, a lot of these questions I did answer in some of my older videos. So I just thought it was appropriate for me to do another Q&A now and answer a lot of questions. Because I know you guys are curious about my lifestyle and about me and my Jeep and my dog and all that good stuff. Yeah, as you guys can see, the wind's getting really bad, so I'm glad that was the last bit of the questions right there. And can't wait to share more videos with you guys, and can't wait to share more of these adventures that I'm going on, and more videos on how I live in my Jeep. And now I got the land, so when I start on that, I can't wait to share the excitement and the stress and the being overwhelmed and excitement of how I'm building my land. I can't wait to share that with you guys also. And yeah, and that's about it. Now it's time for me to go and enjoy some of this beautiful nature out here, and hope the wind doesn't get too crazy. And little one, come say bye. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
And then, I say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. See, I'm trying to stay out of the wind. Alright, guys. Till next time.